Welcome back to 6-Minute Math, where we turn confusion into clarity 6 minutes at a time. Thank you so much for joining us today for our video on estimating. Make sure you hit that subscribe button below to stay up to date on all of our 6-minute content, including our tips, tricks, hints, and hacks that are specifically designed to help with your math journey in life. 6 minutes tends to fly by quickly, so here we go. Our key points when we are estimating is to round each number to the nearest anchor that we are comfortable with. From there, we are going to complete the operation as it is stated. And then we have an optional key point is to adjust our answer to our initial rounding. Please remember that when you are estimating, your goal is to get it close, fast, and reasonable. So let's check out some examples here together. We are going to estimate 47 plus 32. So I know that 47 is close to 50, and I know that 32 is close to 30. So I can add 50 plus 30, and I will get an answer of 80. And I'm actually going to change that equal sign to a estimation equal sign, which is approximately 80. Let's estimate 187 plus 417. So our first way is we are going to round this to the nearest tens. So I know 187 is close to 190, and 417 is close to 420. I'm going to add those two numbers together, 190 plus 420, and that's going to give me approximately 610. Now let's say I'm not comfortable with those two numbers as my anchor points. I'm actually going to round to the nearest hundreds to make this a little easier. I can take 187, and I know that that is close to 200. 417, that one is close to 400. And if I were to add 200 plus 400, that would give me approximately 600. Now, if I were to actually add this together, I would get an answer of 604. But as you can see with my estimations here, 610 and 600 are close and reasonable to my final answer of 604, and I did it relatively fast. Let's estimate 639 minus 291. Well, I know that 639 is close to 650. I like that as an anchor number. And 291 is close to 300. I like those two as my anchor numbers because they are easily subtractable. 650 minus 300 is approximately 350. What if I were to multiply? We're going to estimate 48 times 19. I know that 48 is close to 50. I know that 19 is close to 20. And therefore, I can multiply 50 times 20 to get approximately 1,000. Now, the other thing I can do is my optional key point, which is adjust my answer based on my original rounding. Because I am rounding 48 up to 50 and 19 up to 20, that means my answer is probably going to be a little bit lower than 1,000. So what I can actually do is adjust and say, if this was an estimate, it is approximately 920. If I were to actually figure out what 48 times 19 is, I would get an answer of 912, which is relatively close to my estimate of 920. Let's estimate 198 divided by 6. So 198 is relatively close to 200. 6 is a good number, but I'm going to actually round that to a number that I can divide 200 by. So I'm going to round that to 5. And I know that 200 divided by 5 is approximately 40. On to our last example here. We actually have a 3-number expression, so we're going to round each of these numbers. 117 is close to 120. 23 is close to 20. And 12 is close to 10. So if I take 120 plus 20 times 10, this would simplify to 120 plus 200, and that one is approximately 320. Now again, I'm rounding my 23 down to 20, my 12 down to 10, so that tells me that my estimate is actually going to be a little higher. So I am going to change this approximation, and I'm just going to raise it up to 350. Those are all the examples we have today for estimating. Make sure you're following us on Instagram and TikTok at 6 Minute Math. And be sure to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment below for any topic you want to see me tackle in a future 6-minute episode. Always remember that the best way to get math is to practice math. So keep on practicing. And until next time, keep solving and evolving.